is Breaking the News, the show that breaks the week's news and asks 4 opinionated panellists to put it back together again. And this week, we're coming to you from Ayr. Joining me are writer and comedian Jay Lafferty, and with her, stand-up writer and broadcaster Matt Ford. And facing them, a Scotsman columnist, comedian and former Labour advisor Aisha Hazarika. And with her is comic, writer and performer Raymond Mearns. This week, Japan's Emperor Akihito has declared his abdication in a historic ceremony in Tokyo. When asked if he was feeling emotional following the farewell speech, Akihito said, "I'm okay." That was the latest news. Let's crack on with round one. This is the Broken News round, where our teams have to guess 2 major stories of the week that have been mashed together into one single news headline. Now, Jay and Matt, can you tell me the 2 stories mixed together here?
Labour's ruling National Executive Committee
probably escaped from the Russian Navy.
Labour's leader Jeremy Corbyn
was spotted by fishermen wearing a
Brexit
camera holder, which read Equipment of St Petersburg.
Kind of wish that was the news. Matt?
I think the first story is Labour's position on Brexit, which was meant to become clearer this week, but is yet to become clear. They said they will support a referendum, but with a caveat, the caveat being that they won't.
Pretty much it, yeah. That's it, Matt. It's the news that Labour's governing body has agreed to support a further referendum on Brexit under certain circumstances, and those circumstances are over Jeremy Corbyn's dead body. It rejected the idea of campaigning for a referendum, but the party will demand a public vote if it cannot get changes to the government's deal or an election. Matt, you know the Labour Party probably as well as anybody. What is the position?
The position is they're pro-Brexit. And this is the problem, is that what people are trying to get their head around the fact is that for the first time in my life, a leader of the Labour Party is openly anti-EU. He seems to spend a lot of his time asking for things as a result of leaving that we currently enjoy as membership. He gave a speech a few months ago where he said, "We want a free trade arrangement that avoids tariffs with the European market and avoids a hard border in Northern Ireland." Like, mate, that's what you've got. You're asking for something you've already got. That'd be like me walking into a plastic surgeon and going, "Hello, mate, I want to look like this."
I think if the Labour Party was an actual party, then this would be about 5 a.m. in the morning. Everyone's in a bad mood, all the cool people have left and they've started a hipper party just on their own. There's a woman in the corner just inexplicably crying into an M&S can of mojito.
Raymond Mearns, can you give any clarity to the position we've now got on Brexit coming from the Labour Party?
Well, no, because I don't think they can. I mean, even when they said we're going to do this is your stance, even people in the Labour Party wasn't sure what that meant. Nobody's got a clue what's going on here. They just want a general election. And you know something? I don't even think they're even going to win it. I think it's going to be a hung parliament again, and we're going to be talking about this in about 10 years.
Well, thanks for that upbeat outlook on the future of politics in the UK from Raymond Mearns. Aisha, obviously you have connections with the Labour Party. You maybe have an inside track in this. Where are we now with Labour and the position in Brexit?
I think the Labour Party is taking Remain votes for granted, and it's very dangerous in politics to always presume loyalty, because look at what happened here. You know, the Labour Party used to be very dominant, and then we lost every single MP in 2015 but Ian Murray. Now, in 2017, we did get more Labour MPs. We got 7. And I said to Ian Murray, what is the best thing about getting these new 7 MPs? And he said, "You know what, Secret Santa is so much more fun these days."
There you go. That's Secret Santa, or as he's also known, Jeremy Corbyn. The question of whether Labour will back a second vote on Brexit is correct. Matt and Jay, you got a point for that. But what was the other story we were after?
So this was my favourite story this week. In Norway, some fishermen found a beluga white whale in the water that had a very fashionable harness from Russia on it. So they think it is a spy whale, which I'm really excited about. But the Russians have said they've not done it on porpoise. So.
Yes, marine experts in Norway believe they have stumbled upon a white whale that was trained by the Russian Navy. This is thought to be part of a programme using underwater mammals as a special ops force. The Norwegian fishermen first suspected the whale was a Russian spy when it asked for directions to the Salisbury Sea Life Centre.
All this time, we thought that we were whale watching. It turns out they were actually watching us.
So if we are going to make animals into spies, are there any other animals that you think we could train to do things?
Well, you've got Edinburgh food vendors have trained seagulls to knock the food out your horn at the front.
I think it's nice that the Russians have moved on from training American presidents.
Matt, are there any species of animal that you would like to train?
We need an animal that was strong, that could defend itself, but that can also go undetected. So I pick an elephant, because if it was in the room, no one would mention it.
Genius. Done deal there. Yes, marine experts in Norway believe that a white whale they found could be a Russian spy. The whale didn't admit to anything when interrogated, although it probably was a mistake to use waterboarding. That was the mashup of a second potential Brexit referendum and the fact that there are Russian spy whales out there. Now, Aisha and Raymond, you've got two stories in one clip for you. What do you make of this?
The WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has
Complained of having to take useless subjects,
7 years ago. He was arrested last month,
saying they hated
his asylum and allowed police into the embassy.
So, a lot going on there. Any thoughts on what our first story might be, Aisha?
I think this is about the WikiLeaks co-founder Julian Assange, and he's just been sentenced to prison spell.
Yeah, that's WikiLeaks co-founder Julian Assange, who's been sentenced to 50 weeks in jail for breaching his bail conditions after his arrest at the Ecuadorian embassy. Assange didn't look surprised when he was sentenced, as he'd already obtained copies of the relevant paperwork.
The thing that is fascinating about him, all these weird stories have come out about his behaviour in the embassy. So he didn't wash for days. He never changed his clothes. He didn't do the dishes. He played loud music and he smeared his own poo all over the walls. And after all of that, by the way, he was still having quite a good love life because Pamela Anderson was going in to visit him. It was absolutely bizarre.
I didn't know that she was going in to visit him.
Yeah, she was going in for sneaky wee dates with him.
Oh, there you go. Well, there you go, Raymond. If you want Pamela Anderson, get yourself locked in somebody's house.
Can I just say, it wasn't all good. Nigel Farage did go and visit him as well, so swings and roundabouts.
What a night out that is.
He had a skateboard, Pamela Anderson coming round. If you throw in a Papa John's, that is every 13-year-old boy's fantasy.
Jay, what do you make of Julian Assange?
I mean, he's kind of moaning on that he was a prisoner, but he was a prisoner in an embassy, not in a prison. There's very little Ferrero Rocher going around Barlinnie. Unless that's a code name for something else.
If you could hack any database, what would it be and why?
I think I'd hack a database of Scottish Labour supporters, just so that I could meet them both.
You're a harsh man, Ford. What about you, Aisha, then? If you had the power that Assange had, if you could hack any database, what would it be?
I'm so bad at technology. I thought iPhone 8 was the latest child from Kim Kardashian and Kanye West.
What about you, Raymond Mearns? If you had the power to hack a database, what would it be and why?
Your gig list.
I'll give you access.
And phone him up and say, he's not feeling well, I'll do it.
Moving swiftly on. In other news, Julian Assange has texted Gavin Williamson to say that if he's worried about the Official Secrets Act, the Ecuadorian embassy has a nice wee spare room going. There's something for you. Yes, the sentencing of Julian Assange is right. Aisha and Raymond, you get a point for that one. What was the other story we were after?
So this, I think, was a story about school kids not getting all the subjects that they wanted to at school.
It's dead right, yeah. More than half of the pupils who responded to a Holyrood survey said they were not able to take all of the subjects that they wanted to at school. Some pupils complained about having to take useless subjects that they hated. Hang on, is that not just going to school? Jay, do you buy into this?
So there's a big thing at the moment about musical support in schools.
Yeah.
And they're withdrawing it. They're saying that they don't have enough money for music. And I mean, I think that is a travesty. My husband, he plays the saxophone, which he learned to play for free in high school, which is it's a subject close to his heart. And that's why I think that we should definitely pull music from schools. I don't know if you've ever been woken up at 4 a.m. by a drunk person trying to play Careless Whisper.
Obviously, this is a result of a national survey, and it's sort of a shame for the SNP that they've carried out a national test of opinion and, again, not got the result that they wanted. But one of the children... one of the children polled said that they want to go to university, but they can't get the subjects that they need to get in. And that is the genius of tuition fees, because they cost a lot. So instead of abolishing them, have free tuition fees, but don't let anyone get in the first place. And it'll save you billions.
It'll save a fortune, won't it? Raymond, what subject did you absolutely hate?
I hated PE. Cross country. It wasn't cross country, it was running the football pitch. And it was raining, man, and I hate the cold and I hate the rain. I didn't mind football. I was not bad at football. You like football. You're built with football. But the pretentious your school, they tried to play rugby, man. Rugby. Who plays rugby? I mean, I went to school in East End of Glasgow. Did somebody stun in the ball? Who plays rugby?
I agree with Raymond. I hated any subject you had to do in your vest and pants, and that's why I hated geography.
Like many, I was forced to take a subject that I didn't like, and I struggled. Mine was history. To this day, I still think the Third Reich is an instruction on my sat-nav. Yeah, another point for you, Aisha and Raymond. That was the mashup of Julian Assange's day in court and the lack of choice facing some of Scotland's school children. And at the end of that round, the teams are all square. Now, this round is all about who's in the news. I'll play you a clip of Mystery Person. All you have to do is tell me who it is. Jay and Matt, who is this and why are they in the news?
I never have leaked anything from the National Security Council, nor would I ever leak anything from the National Security Council.
That's the now former Secretary of State for Defence, Gavin Williamson, who was fired by the Prime Minister for apparently leaking sensitive information.
There you go. Is it Gavin Williamson? Let's see if you're right. You are indeed right. What a week it's been for Gavin Williamson. There you go, Matt. Did you see this one coming?
He has been one of the worst Secretary of States for Defence that we've ever had. He famously, after the Salisbury poisonings, told Russia to go away and shut up, which, in print, looked amazing. And I thought, wow, this guy's a tough guy. I can't wait to see the video of him saying this. If you've heard him speak, you'll know he has not got the voice to back up those words. I turned on Sky News that night, and he was there on an aircraft carrier, and he just went, Russia should go away and shut up.
Gavin Williamson tells Russia to go away and shut up. That's all right. Next day, there's a whale at the door. Don't worry. Yes, of course, it is the sensational news that Defence Secretary Gavin Williamson has been sacked for allegedly disclosing plans to allow Chinese telecoms giant Huawei to help build the UK's 5G network. Mr Williamson has strenuously denied that he leaked the information, as calls are being made for a police inquiry.
I mean, can you imagine how bad an MP you have to be for me to sack you right now?
Huawei have been building core infrastructure on 3G and 4G in the United Kingdom for 17 years. Although when BT bought out EE, they started stripping out all the core Huawei equipment. And the question really is whether Huawei will be allowed to build the core or just the peripheral infrastructure.
Were you at that same meeting?
No. All this stuff's on the internet.
Which you can get through Huawei's new 5G package. Soon.
No, it's actually here. It's on the Huawei Cybersecurity Evaluation Centre annual report 2019.
That's Raymond Mearns, the new UK Defence Secretary. You're getting our vote, Raymond.
I actually think there's something inherent about Theresa May that means she will never command the trust of the country or the confidence of it. And partly it is the fact that every 2 minutes Theresa May pulls a face. And no one ever mentions it. We all see it happen. We all get on with our business. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, every 2 minutes Theresa May will pull a face. And the best way I can describe it, it's like a kind of internal shiver, like some dark memory from her past has found its way to the forefront of her mind. And it will go like this. She'll say, we'll invest in schools and hospitals and the police. Hold on.
Yes, 2 points, Jay and Matt. That was former Defence Secretary Gavin Williamson. Right, Aisha and Raymond, it's your turn now. Who is this and why are they in the news?
I don't want to get down in the mosh pit with these guys. It's not a place I want to play. He just drags you, and it's part of his strategy, part of their strategy. Drag you down.
I think this is Joe Biden, who may be making a bid to be the presidential candidate.
Let's see if you're right. Is it Joe Biden? Yes, it is indeed Joe Biden. Former Vice President Joe Biden has announced that he will seek the Democratic nomination to challenge President Trump in 2020. Biden says that he believes voters will embrace him as a figure of stability and maturity. At 76, his maturity certainly is not in question, though his stability really depends on the amount of stairs he has to climb.
What I'm really worried about is that that they don't confuse the nuclear button with their panic button. Can you imagine if we trigger World War III because Joe Biden is like choked on a Murray mint?
I like the reverse of that they try and launch a nuke on Russia and a home help comes round. Matt, what do you think about this? Is Joe Biden the man to stop Donald Trump?
In the end, we all wonder about what will be the undoing of Trump, and I think it will be his naivety. He's granted 2 private audiences to Vladimir Putin, the leader of America's most potent enemy. He's been able to sit down with the president. Now, quite apart from the information he would have definitely got out of Trump, it wouldn't surprise me if Putin has secreted a bugging device on him and he hasn't noticed yet.
And I just want to say, by the way, I hear beeping at night. And nobody knows what it is, by the way, nobody knows. I think nobody knows. I think it's my ideas coming in.
Could this be the end of Donald Trump? Is Joe Biden the man to unseat him?
It's impossible to predict anymore, isn't it? I mean, I think if there was an actual Avenger went up to be president, I still wouldn't fancy their chances against Trump. I mean, it wouldn't be fair if it was the Hulk, because he's a better orator than Trump. And with a more realistic skin tone, so...
Raimondo, any final thoughts on Biden?
Nah, any crackpot can be the president now. As long as they're born in America and get good teeth.
That's the key.
Champion the Wonder Horse could be the president.
Yes, former VP Joe Biden is the right answer. 2 points go to Aisha and Raymond. Now, so much of our news is about public opinion, so for this round we've gone out and found some people to comment on the news. Jay and Matt, for your team, we spoke to local baby store staff Ian and Jill. What story do you think that Ian and Jill are on about here?
It gets you up in the morning, it gives you a bit of something to look after.
They meet up with people like that, and it's a wee community, I think, of their own.
And I must admit, I do. I really enjoy it when it comes to give us a visit. So, but I don't need to do any cleaning up.
So, Matt, tell us exactly what was said there.
Yeah, that's right. Get up in the morning and all that sort of thing. Yeah, get looking at my seal.
Good stab at that one. I might hand it to you, Jay. Any idea what story we're talking about?
So I think it's about the benefit of owning a dog. Apparently, owning a dog is good for your social life.
It's the right answer, yeah. A new study says that having a dog is good for your social life. A poll of 2,000 dog owners found that nearly half have made new friends while taking their pet for a walk. 60% of those polled believed their pet has dog friends, which are equivalent to approximately 4 human friends. What about you, Raymond? Do you believe it, that dogs can help your social life?
Well, hanging about the park, wearing an anorak, it's not my idea of socialisation, I'm afraid. It's just not my thing at all. Anything that I need to feed that doesn't pay its way. That's why my children are no longer at home. And I didn't really need to walk them.
There was a big standoff in my brother's household because he really, really didn't want to get a dog, and his wife and kids really, really wanted to get a dog. So they compromised, and they've now got 2 cockapoos, which he has to look after. And they are so noisy, they are so messy, there is poo everywhere. It is a bit like looking after Julian Assange, obviously.
So here's the story. Apparently dogs can help our social life. What about you, in terms of pets?
My first pet I was very fond of. It was a dolphin I brought off some Russian bloke. Had to get rid of it. It was, it was awful out of water and it was leaking confidential information to the Russians.
Well done, Matt and Jay. It was, of course, all about dogs improving your social life. Now, Aisha and Raymond, here's local air framers Douglas and Lindsay. What are Douglas and Lindsay talking about here?
Kardashians. A few of the kind of diet people, like Scottish, so they're not too bad.
They do seem to have quite a hold on younger people and influence them that way.
They live in Cloud Cuckoo Land with plenty of money and they can try all these fads.
I suppose they're maybe like they've got their own wee congregation, like the church.
Raymond, any thoughts?
Well, diet gurus or something. People...
Yeah, it's near enough. I'll take diet gurus. That's almost the answer. Yes, I'll take it. It's researchers saying that people who want to lose weight have been warned to stay away from social media influencers who claim to have the latest diet fix. It's a study by the University of Glasgow found that just 1 out of 9 leading UK bloggers making weight management claims actually proved accurate. Raymond, are you somebody that would be influenced by a person on social media telling you how to eat and how to get fit?
Yeah, I get these pop-ups all the time for Domino's pizza and everything. Yeah, I would pretty much say so. I get all this
You're
clickbait.
targeted by these people.
Oh, I see a picture of something and I start slabbing like a poacher's dog.
I hate social media influencers, and I have to say I absolutely despise Kim Kardashian. I'm sorry, I really, really do. Like, Kim Kardashian is such a powerful influencer, and she's trying to sell these appetite-suppressant lollipops, and I think that's absolutely outrageous because they don't even work. I ate a whole box of them and I want my money back.
I was doing a bit of research for a show that I did last year, and it said that more people died last year taking selfies than in shark attacks.
Well,
127 people died last year taking selfies, and only one of them was taking a selfie with a shark.
what do you think, Matt? This is the rise of the social media influencer, isn't it?
As long as their influence is restricted to diet and clothing, if they start influencing foreign policy, that's when I'm going to get worried. If the cast of Towie or Made in Chelsea are going to start deciding who we invade next.
Social media is so toxic as well. And I get a lot of abuse about my weight on social media. And somebody tweeted the other day, at Aisha Hazarika, why don't you spend less time slagging off Jeremy Corbyn and more time down the gym?
Oh.
That was from my mum.
Very harsh. Yes, the rise of the social media influencer is the right answer. 2 points go to Aisha and Raymond. Time now for our final quick-fire round, which is all about deciphering the numbers in the news. I'll read out a headline. All the teams have to do is fill in the blanks. So get ready, teams. When we run out of time, you'll hear this.
My hands are tied. I can't do anything.
That was, of course, Scottish Conservative leader Ruth Davidson regretting taking that party invite from John Whittingdale. Right, let's go, teams. Fingers on buzzers. Here we go. 3/4 of Scotland's over 70s are what?
Surprised.
We're still here. Look, we survived. 3/4 of Scotland's over 70s are what?
Shoplifters.
3/4 of Scotland's over 70s are what?
Single and ready to mingle?
I will take that as the right answer. 3/4 of Scotland's over 70s are living an active social life. Well done. Right, next one. 1/3 of Scots don't have what?
A memory of Scotland playing at a major international football tournament.
My hands are tied. I can't do anything.
It's not that. I mean, it's really just harsh because it's partially true. It's been over 20 years since Scotland's men reached a football tournament, although the women are doing really well. You do well to remind that big man. Gee, you better come back. You better come back. Come on. It was a very good joke, actually, to be fair. That was what was extremely annoying. OK. There we go. Ruth has Davidson. It means it is all over. At the end of the quiz, our winners this week are Matt Ford and Jay Lafferty. And congratulations to Aisha Hazarika and Raymond Mearns. And we'll leave you with the breaking news. Breaking news, Justin. A bus driver was shocked to find a huge snake on his bus after his return trip to Paisley. This is at the point where the audience make up their own jokes. The driver was on a return trip to Paisley. I was terrified. I didn't know if I was going to be bitten or choked or attacked, so I stayed in the bus, said the snake. And Aberdeen airport bosses have become the first in the UK to use therapy dogs to calm nervous flyers. And it was going really well until the doors were locked and passengers saw a dog leading the pilot to the cockpit. The news is broken. I've been Des Clark. Goodbye.
The View from the Terrace lads have not just one but 2 away days to brag about this week, and they catch up with a rising Scottish star of the game in Italy. That's next on BBC Scotland.